It began on the outskirts of the neutral zone, deep in the labyrinth of asteroids known as the Graveyard. The Scar Syndicate had been running slave raids for centuries, snatching up anything small and weak from the fringe colonies. They trafficked every species, the timid lyric, the soft-boned dreeny, even the occasional rogue android. But this time Karsh had gotten greedy. He dragged his latest prize into the Syndicate's cavernous stronghold, a hollowed-out asteroid bristling with guns and shield arrays. He was still grinning when he dumped the small, unconscious figure onto a metal table. "Behold!" Karsh rasped, his fangs glistening as his lieutenants gathered around. A pure human whelp, worth 10,000 credits on the outer rim. Maybe more. The room fell silent. Varn, his second in command, stared at the limp child, then at Karsh as if he'd grown a second head. "You idiot," Varn whispered. "You stole a human child?" Karsh bristled. "So? They're soft, slow breeders, they'll pay anything to get one back. The ransom alone." Varn's tail lashed the floor in panic. "You don't understand. This isn't a dreamy hatchling or a lyric runt. This is a human. Their entire species is a death world paradox wrapped in soft skin. You don't take from them. Not this." Karsh laughed, until the stronghold's proximity alarms began to shriek. Red lights painted the rock walls in bloody hues. Syndicate enforcers scrambled to the monitors. "Report," Karsh barked. A scout hissed in disbelief. "Something just exited hyperspace on our edge." "One ship. Just one." Karsh sneered. "One ship? Let them come. We'll—" Varn grabbed him by the collar. "Look!" On the display, a single human corvette drifted among the asteroids. Black hull, no insignia, no comms. Its silhouette was wrong, bristling with retrofitted plating, its engines pulsing like the heartbeat of an apex predator. A transmission cut through the silence. A single human voice, calm and cold. "Return the child. Or burn." Karsh snarled, snapping his claws. "Destroy that scrap heap." Hundreds of defense drones activated, launching from concealed ports. Turrets unfolded, locking onto the lone corvette. The asteroid fortress lit up with enough firepower to shred a dreadnought. They never got the chance to fire. The human corvette blurred sideways with impossible thrust, weaving through the storm of asteroids like it was alive. A railgun slug punched through the outer turrets before the Scar gunners even finished targeting solutions. Drones vaporized mid-maneuver. Inside the fortress, the Syndicate's command center dissolved into chaos. Karsh screamed at Varn. "Board them! Hack their systems!" Varn didn't move. His eyes were fixed on the holofeed. The corvette had latched onto the outer hull like a leech. Boarding clamps punched through meters of asteroid rock. The lights flickered. Then, with a hiss of decompressing air, a lone figure stepped through the breach into the Syndicate's heart. It wasn't a squad. Not a platoon. Just one human. A woman in matte black combat armor, her helmet a blank visor with a single red dot pulsing where her eyes should be. She moved without a word. The first Scar enforcer lunged. She caught him by the throat, crushed his windpipe, and dropped him like refuse. Karsh stumbled back, bile rising in his throat. "Kill her! Kill her!" Varn only shook his head. "You don't get it. That's not a soldier. That's a mother." The human closed the distance like a storm front. Every step left Syndicate corpses behind. Exoskeletal warriors crumpled, disarmed, or shot with lethal precision. The fortress's reinforced blast doors slammed shut, but she planted an explosive charge and walked through the fire without pause. Minutes felt like hours. Karsh found himself pinned against the wall, the human's gauntlet crushing his chest plate. Through the visor, he saw his own reflection, a pathetic predator who'd made one mistake too many. The human's voice was soft, and that terrified him more than any roar. "Where is my son?" Karsh's claws scrabbled at her arm. "Doc 5, the holding pens, please." She dropped him. He gasped, but relief never came. She turned, gun raised, and put a round through his head before he could finish begging. The child was waiting when she breached the cell block, small, frightened, clutching a threadbare stuffed animal. The mother fell to her knees, helmet retracting to reveal tear-streaked cheeks and eyes blazing with protective fury. "Mom!" the boy sobbed. She wrapped him in her arms, glaring at the dozen surviving syndicate soldiers cowering behind overturned crates. "Run," she said, her voice deathly calm. "Tell the rest of your filth. Touch one of ours again, and we'll end you all." When the Corvette vanished into hyperspace, the syndicate stronghold lay in ruin, its legend yet another tale to warn the galaxy. You don't steal from the humans. Not their worlds, not their homes, and never ever their children. Because when you do, they don't just fight. They hunt.